Alright, so I've made some mistakes installing this, but we're gonna do it again. So I made a video about this, I uploaded it, but I realized I made a pretty mistake that could mess up some things. So I wanted to get that clear, so I just did a whole new video, and I'm probably gonna do timestamps. So what I'm gonna do, just click enter or 1, doesn't really matter. We're just gonna boot into the installer. So this tutorial should not be that hard. So, and if you do need help, I'm gonna put in the description the link to the FreeBSD handbook, because the handbook is great, especially if you want to study FreeBSD or really just the BSD system. So what I'm gonna do, now I want to cancel. Go to the just use the default key map, unless your keyboard is like, I don't know, another language, but mine's English, so I'm just gonna do that. This is the host name, so like what the name of your computer is gonna look like if it's talking with other computers. So I'm just gonna name mine VidBSD. You can name whatever you want to. This stuff is mainly for debugging and development stuff. So if you don't really know what a lot of this stuff does, just don't install it. That's what I like to say. And then the partitioning, ZFS is for better systems, like more modern machinery that has a good amount of RAM and storage. UFS is for lower level machines that it just uses a lot less system resources. I think this does have a little bit better performance, but I'm not really too sure. So I just use UFS because I'm on a virtual machine. You can use either or, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm gonna do the entire disk. I'll make another video about partition soon. So if you want to learn how partition is, just wait before I make that. I'll make that video. So I'm just doing the entire disk. Okay, this is where I messed up at on the video. So the Apple partition is for PowerPC components and hardware and Apple hardware. I think Nintendo uses PowerPC, but I'm not too sure. So BSD, this is for if you want your operating system to just be BSD. From my understanding, from me reading it. Now, I might not be the most knowledgeable of it, but that's from my understanding, from what I've read about it. This is for if you just want BSD to be your main system. And older PCs, I think, like this a little bit better. And the GPT is for more modern hardware, and I'm pretty sure this lets you dual boot, from my understanding. Because like some disks, like they won't read the BSD label, they'll only read the GPT label. Dang, I suck at talking. They'll read the GPT like disk label and stuff. So I would recommend using this. I'm gonna use it just because for now. Commit. Now this would delete anything on your device that you're using, like the disk. So make sure you know what you're doing. I'm gonna let this load, and I'll also show you how to install sudo, which is gonna be very helpful because the BSD does not, or FreeBSD does not come with sudo. I don't know why it doesn't come with sudo. I don't know if it's just to be lighter or better for servers. I'm not sure if servers use sudo, but beats me. But installing it's not that hard. I'll teach you to do it. But it's definitely the hardest part of this installation is definitely sudo. Okay, now we're gonna put in the password for root. If you don't know what root is like the first user, the most important user. It can do anything. So I'm just gonna put in my password. Probably want to put a good password in there because people could install stuff on root and get into root. So you're gonna click OK. Yes, yes, and yes. I think there's gonna be some more yeses, I believe. Yep. So just do that so we can set up internet connection without having to go to the command line and do it. I haven't done it on Wi-Fi yet. I'm pretty sure Wi-Fi will tell you what you want to use, but I'm not too sure. So don't take my word for it because I'm not on Wi-Fi. I might try and make a Wi-Fi video one time. So I'm gonna do America because it's where I live. If you're in another region, just pick a region. I'm down in America, right here, and then that's where I am. So yes, set the date and set the time. Pretty easy. This stuff again. You might not need any of these. You shouldn't really need any of these unless you want them. If you read them, like, oh, that looks kind of cool. But if you don't really know what they do, I wouldn't recommend getting them. So just keep it as the default for now. These are for like security and more advanced reasons. So if you don't really know what they're doing, don't do them. All right, we're gonna click OK. And we're gonna add users. We definitely want to add users. You don't have to, but I'd probably recommend it. So I'm gonna name this one user 1. I'm just gonna name it. Yeah, I'll choose user 1. And user 1. Okay, we're gonna leave that default. And then here we're gonna do a wheel. They're just gonna make it wheel so we can put sudo and stuff. There are other groups, but I'm not sure about other groups right now. So for just now, I'm just do wheel. If you know other groups, you can put them, but I'm pretty sure it's wheel is the only one that I really know of. Because I'm pretty new to BSD. Okay, so this is the shell. This is like the language that's gonna be in the terminal. I'm just gonna use, if you're a beginner, just use CH or SH. CSH is a little bit older, and TCSH is like the newer CSH, from my understanding. So just use CH for now. I'm gonna leave these default. If you want a password, do yes. I want a password, so I'm gonna put yes. I don't want an empty password. Don't want a random password, and then put your password. And then retype it. And then don't log out. Not yet. And then we're like, yes. I'm not gonna add another user. You feel free to if you want to, but I don't need another user. And then I like to make sure the handbook is installed. The handbook is really helpful for debugging and just learning about the system. Definitely recommend it. Make sure it installs like this. I like to make sure it installs that. I don't know if it installs normally if you don't do that, but I'm not really sure. And then I don't think that's all. So I can click exit. We're not gonna do manual configuration, and we're gonna reboot. Pretty simple as that. Now we gotta get sudo going. Probably the hardest part, because you have to do some file work. Okay, we're gonna boot into a multi-user. Single user, from my understanding, is for debugging and stuff like that. So if your system breaks, I'm pretty sure you can go into a single user and fix stuff. So it's just loading up everything. You gotta let this load. Alright. Okay, and then we're gonna log into root for now. Put your password for root. And then okay. We're gonna clear all that stuff. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do pkg install sudo. So what we're doing is we're using the package manager pkg, and we're installing sudo. What we're gonna use. Click Y. I'm pretty sure you probably know what a package manager is, because most people are probably gonna come from Linux. Alright, so now we have that installed. What we need to do is we need to go into the root. So this goes into root, basically, and then because if we click ls, it's gonna bring us to root. And then we're gonna go to user. And you don't have to ls, you can just follow my cd commands. We're gonna do cd into local, and then we're gonna go into etc. ls. Okay, and then oh wait, hold on, I didn't install vim. Totally forgot about that. So the text editors that BSD comes with is EE and VI, but those are really old and weird text editors. So I'm just gonna install Vim real quick. Not sudo, we don't have that installed yet, and I'm in root. So pkg install Vim. I don't think it matters where you put it. I'm not really sure. I don't think it'll put it in that system. Hopefully not. Okay. Clear. We're gonna click Vim, because now we have it, and we're gonna do sudoers. Alright, and we're in the file. So you're gonna want to go down. If you don't know how to use Vim, you can just use the arrows to go up and down. You can use like J and stuff like that, but I'd recommend probably just using the arrows if you're new. I believe it's on like line 133. Yep. For me, it's on line 33. I'm not sure if it's different. I don't think it is, but. And then if you click I, it's gonna go into insert mode, and we're just gonna backspace. There we go, got it. And then we're gonna click the two little dots on your keyboard and click do W exclamation mark. That's gonna write the line, so it'll save everything. And then if we do Q exclamation mark, it's gonna quit. Okay, we got it. Now I'm just gonna go back to my home directory for now. And then this is switch user, and I'm gonna do user 1. Okay, here it is. Clear. I'm gonna go back and just home directory for now. And let's just test it by installing neofetch. Install neo. I'm trying to do. Okay, and then put in your password. Click Y. Clear that up, and then do neofetch. And there it is. We have sudo, we have vim, and neofetch, and we have the system. I think after this video, I think I'm gonna do some like post install, like install like a actual system, because I don't think a lot of people just want to be in the command line unless you're studying the system. But you know, yeah, I'll do that later. Bye guys. Hopefully that helped.